Tulips sur PUREchannel avec Tigs. C'est un vrai plaisir de retrouver Tigs qui était avec nous à Rock en scène pour l'album Unicorn et qui revient nous voir parce qu'elle fait des concerts en France et puis parce qu'elle prépare le prochain album de Tulips. Mais Unicorn est toujours en vente. Hi Tigs, nice to see you.
Hi, nice to see you again.
The more I listen to Unicorn, the more I have the sensation James and all the people working the music took the time to let your voice get into the one listening.
Yeah.
Do you have that feeling that they were supporting you a lot?
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what as well, the producer, David Coston, he's a very unusual guy. He's a brilliant producer, but a lot of, when you record an album or record a single or whatever, most people, the producer will get all of the music perfectly right and then at the very end record the vocal. And when we went in with David Coston, he was like, right, we're going to record the vocal first. And he would we would play to like just a click and I would record the vocal just to that.
You did that?
Yeah, and then he would like build the track around it, which is a unique way of doing it, and it's an interesting way of doing it because then you take not just what the vocal is, but like the mood of the vocal, and you make it work with the music.
And how did you do that? Because you were on the click, but you knew the melody, you knew the tune, or they did it them?
No, I mean obviously the songs were all written at that point, so it was just a case of going in and trying to do it in tune, and yeah.
So did you have surprises? Like for instance, if you will leave the studio for 3 hours, when you came back you were like, oh, that's what you're gonna do?
Well, the songs before the album were very much written, so it wasn't there wasn't many surprises in terms of like how they turned out. Sometimes there was new sections added, or I came back and there were things had changed, but mostly it was you would just you would do the vocal and then you would leave for a bit and you would come back and like the song suddenly sounded like the same song but like a million times better.
There's a very unique production on that record that goes to soft moments. This is the boit Tulips, Gold Key is amazing, of course Slick is too, Karen is very beautiful, and there's also very groovy songs.
Yeah.
You wanted to do that, being emotional and being very groovy too?
I guess. I mean, the main thing was that we never wanted to write like an album of singles, like 10 party songs. That's very one-dimensional, and it just wasn't. We weren't interested in doing that. We wanted to write an album where it did that, and then it did that, and then there was a story throughout the whole thing, and that it was something that you could listen to from start to finish. I think we achieved it. It was important for us that there was, as we see it, like in an album, you make the singles, and you have to make the singles something that's like immediate, and people go, oh, okay, that's a single. And then you have the freedom with the rest of the album to make something that really means something to you, and that is beautiful or a bit more unusual. A song like Piano Song, it's not even... It's never going to be a single that people will play on radio. It's just because you want to write that song. No, I'm happy with the lyrics. I never wrote it thinking, okay, make that sentence something that people are going to instantly get. Because when you write your first album, you don't really, you're learning to make an album. The second album, which we've just written, you're much more conscious of these things. You try not to be, but you just are. So I think that's why, in many ways, like for example, it didn't sell. It didn't sell 1 million copies because I wasn't sitting there thinking, right, that's the killer line, that's the killer line. I just wrote naturally what came out. So it's a very honest representation of what I was thinking at the time.
Then let's talk about the new record. I had some infos of your label and distribution things, what the people working on your music that say it could sound maybe a little bit hip-hop now. Is it true?
I wouldn't say hip-hop. It's a bit more R&B. It is a bit more R&B. We want to make like this really brutal, minimal R&B music with Tulip's melodies and Tulip's words, and I think the combination of those two things is working really well. The whole album is written. We're now touring, as you know. When we get back from tour, we're going to record it. I'm very excited about it. I think it sounds really tough, but really sweet as well. And I'm really excited. I think it's much more ambitious. Like, you know, like I said, like with the first record, you're just like, oh, we're making a record, you know, and like, you just make it. But this record, we're trying to achieve more of a statement, I think, and we shall see whether that works or not.
Did you change the way you dance on stage?
No. Yeah, I'm like more like, yeah. No.
The setup changed though. You play now with the drummer, and Will went as someone new.
Yeah. Well, you know, Will was like a live member, and James and I have always been the core of the writing and everything. So yeah, we changed Will for a different keyboard player, and we've now got this drummer who is just amazing. She really is amazing, girl drummer. You're going to see that on Monday at the show. Basically, everything that you see and hear on stage now is being played live. There is no laptop. It's a completely different show. The old songs sound brilliant, and the new songs just sound exciting, and I wish we'd done it at the beginning, you know.
What did it change for the previous songs? Did you ever did you discover them again?
Absolutely. If you play songs for 2 years, inevitably you get a bit bored of them. Not bored, but because what makes the shows not boring is that every audience is different, and the way they react to it, you feed off that. But you know, you're playing the same songs, and when we were playing with a laptop instead of a drummer, every night the song starts in one place and it ends in the same place, and there's no flexibility at all. Now the set every night is different. You change songs, you know, if people are really getting into a section of the song, you just extend it and extend it. You get more of a a festival set. You can really change it every night. So we're excited by it, which makes it more exciting to watch. And having a drummer, just on its own, is so much energy on stage. I just can't wait for everyone to see it, really.
So in live, you will discover the new songs of Tulips. You are
8 new songs.
You're testing them. Do you think it's important, if some songs doesn't work, you will put them out of the record? Is it a big test?
It is a big test. I don't know if songs will just get discarded. I think it's more about seeing how, when you play songs live, you get to see how they can. You get to see what works, because, for example, our last record, we recorded it, and we recorded it properly, and then we went out on tour, and a week into the tour, we were like, we should change that, but it's too late to change that now. So it was a bit frustrating. And also, you know, the first album, there was one song on the album I really wanted to be a single, and I was like, that's got to be a single. It's definitely a single. Slick.
Yeah.
And everyone said it's not a single. It's never going to be on radio. It won't be a single. So it never got pushed to radio or anything like that. That song, in terms of royalties, earns half of all of our money. Half. And that's just because people have chosen to play it on the radio and stuff like that. Not because it's single, just because they like it. So I was like, I was right.
This is a big thing to discover Tulips on stage for the record Unicorn. You can buy legally, of course. This is the cover.
You can download it illegally as well, I'm sure.
If Tigs says it, you can download it illegally too.
I approve. You're allowed to download it for free.
That's Unicorn. Don't miss the Aiden song, piano voice. Yes. She's somewhere.
Let the last song just play.
Yeah, let it play, exactly. Very beautiful song, which shows that you could be a very give a lot of emotion only with piano and voice.
Yeah.
And so that's the record. And then the gigs to discover the new record. Do you know the name of the new record yet?
Yes.
What's gonna be?
Can't tell you, but it's a French word.
It's a French word. Yeah, because you moved in France.
I moved to Paris, yeah.
Thank you very much, Tigs. And the light show continues on PUREchannel. I'm gonna do a risolette, be careful.